Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Thursday, the 20th of July. But first, a quick recap on Wednesday's performance. Well, it started extremely well. I think it was Point of Honour, won at 11 to 1, or if you didn't take the price, I think it returned 15 to 2. Hey, you start looking at the cash out and thinking, taste it, or the total win. But unfortunately, it didn't quite go to plan after that. The next horse, it wasn't a huge surprise that it unplaced, but I did expect it to run slightly better than that, and nothing really underperformed. So I think it was just basically surprised by the pace of the race, and was it good enough on the day? It's that simple. The third selection was a non-runner, Catch Cunningham, and then the final selection came third, I believe. Just trying to think of its name, but it doesn't really matter now. It came third at 4 to 1. It was actually a profitable day, but it certainly doesn't feel like it. You know, when you get 11 to 1 in the first leg. So what I've gone for selections at Chepstow. Right, the entire meetings, in my opinion, they aren't strong enough for me to confidently put a bet out of horses that I really fancy. Out of all these horses that I've selected, there's one that I really fancy, but a lot of them I think could benefit from the draw. So the going currently is good to soft at Chepstow. The showers forecast, I expect it to be no quicker than good to soft. Well, there's been two places where the winners have come from, right down the middle of the course and hugging, I believe it's called the near side rail. So the extremes of numbers, but I'm going to go for high numbers. I believe it's high. Well, I know it's high. It is high numbers. So horses that hug this rail. So there are some tasty prices because I believe, like in the past, it could suit high numbers. So let me get into it. So basically, I've had a £12 stake just for this bet. I shall talk through the next bet in a second. So what it is, 30 pence each way doubles comes to £9.60 and 10 pence each way trebles. So let's get into it. So the first race is the 2:30 at Chepstow. My most fancied horse of the day is Penguin Island. So it's Penguin Island at 5 to 1 in the 2:30 at Chepstow, along with Wiley Post at 22 to 1. If you're interested in following me in, select both those horses on Sky Bet in that race. Then go to the 3:35 at Chepstow. And I've gone for this horse could be a non-runner, but I'm going for it anyway because if it isn't, and at 10 to 1, I think it's got a cracking chance. So in the 3:35 at Chepstow, I have gone for Autumn Angel and Joy Choi. The third race and final race of the bet, I've gone for in the 4:05 at Chepstow, paying 4 places instead of 3, is I Got a Text, Diamonds in the Sand, and Red Bravo. I have taken all the prices, and I didn't even realise this up until I'd chosen all three. All three are trained by the same trainer. It's absolutely ridiculous. I kind of knew two was the two biggest prize ones in this race, but then I clicked the other one, and I think it was ridden by Billy Loughnane, but also trained by Adrian Wintle. So those are the three horses. So add all those selections to your bet slip, and hang on a second because there's another bet coming up. So it's a 30 pence each way doubles and 10 pence each way trebles. Place that bet. Right. The next bet is a bet on the British Open Golf. I haven't actually backed anybody outright. I do fancy Ricky Fowler. I think he's just coming to form at the right time. He's always played well in the British Opens, or generally played well in the British Opens. I don't believe he's ever won a major. I could be wrong. I don't think he has. I do think it's worth backing. I think it's about 18 to 1 for 10 places on Sky Bet. I haven't backed it myself. I'm going to watch it because what I'm going to watch is I'm going to watch the bet I've put on. And this is this bet here. So it's a 50 pence each way Trixie. So basically that's 50 pence each way doubles and trebles. And I've also had a top up 50 pence each way treble. So basically at minimum we need them all to place. So the selections are, I've gone for top nationality, and it's top South African. I've gone for, I don't know if his first name's Tristan or Tristan. So Tristan Lawrence at 13-2. I think it represents decent value. He's basically come on the scene in the last few years and done really well. The second selection is Lucas Herbert at 10-1, and that's for top Australian. And don't forget, these are each way bets. And finally, I've gone for Richard Bland, and this is in the top senior player. Well, he was denied entry onto the senior tour in June because I think it was because of unpaid fines, along with Lee Westwood. Well, that may have annoyed him slightly. Well, to be fair, when you've been playing for this much money, I don't think it annoys you too much. But you'd have thought it'd have been toning up or tuning up in June, ready for. I'm not quite sure when the senior starts. I don't follow it. Or certainly don't follow the seniors, so I don't know when the season starts. But you'd have thought it's kept his game ticking over. Well, it's not the youngest of people to actually pack in from the main tour, so he has been getting on for quite a while now. So he's still one of the younger senior players, and I think he could. I think it's first three they're playing out on. And don't get me wrong, it's only 5-1, but I think he's actually got a decent chance of making the cut, which, to say he's a senior, that's probably halfway there, if I'm being honest, because I think there will be a lot of the seniors that actually don't make the cut. But I think he could make the cut, and then I do think for the final 2 days, it could actually be a war of attrition for Richard Bland, as in he's one of the fitter players out of all the seniors. It could come down to something as daft as that. There is rain forecast for Saturday and Sunday, so it could make conditions difficult. So those are the three selections, and as I said, it's a 50p each way Trixie and a 50p each way treble. So that's a fiver for that bet, and it's £12 for the horse racer bet. So that's £17 in total. So those are my bets. I'm already beginning to look towards Friday's card. What I am interested in is how this rain affects the weekend, because I'm looking at Saturday, but I'm also looking at Sunday, and it's one of my favourite meetings for the draw buyers, especially when the ground is slow. And that race meeting is Redcar, and as you're well aware, we've done all right at Redcar in the past with the draw. So I'll be looking to get probably an early bet out Saturday for the Redcar meeting, so long as it's a decent meeting. I'm not going to pick runners when there's only 4 or 5 runners in each race. But if it's a tasty meeting and it's slow ground, I want to be all over it, especially if you've got a decent day Saturday. So if you got this far, give me an 8 minutes in the comments, please. Also, give me a like and subscribe, or whatever you want to do. I don't mind. You can even share it on Twitter if you will, please. I really appreciate it. Just click share just below the video and do what you want. It really helps, and I really appreciate it. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.